Ever feel frustrated with a cluttered workspace and having trouble finding all of your finishing supplies? Well, I've got a solution that'll keep everything within reach. Hey everyone, my name is Steve and this is Wilmer Woodworks. And today I'll be showing you how I modified a design to keep my paint pyramids easy and accessible. So before, I had these paint pyramids on a string, just around one of these holes on a string hanging here. But it sounds like a real not a problem kind of problem. I'd have to untie the knot, get the few paint pyramids I needed, place them out, retie it, hang it up, wait. When I was done, untie it, hang them through, retie it. It took too much time. Now I could just easily throw these in this nice little shelf that will hang on my slat wall, and then I can easily take off what I need when I need it, and then select them up and easily throw them right back in the bin. I'll show you how I used a free software that's available to anybody, and I created a box, took it into LightBurn, made some modifications. Specifically, I cut one side off the box and just lowered the front. So I'll have this nice shelf. It's very similar to the design I did last week, but that was inverted. So this way I will save some space and I will continue to organize my slat wall.
The first thing we're going to want to do is go over to a website called MakerCase.com. Now I'll put a link to this in the description below, and it does offer you some options for building some cases. So we're going to start with a simple box. Now the pyramids that I have are 3" by 3", and they're about 5 inches tall. So we're just going to make some adjustments here, and I'm going to go 3.5 by 5" by 3.5. This way it's a nice cube with a 5" height. The material we're using is 1/8" ply. We are going to leave this box closed, and I want to have finger slots. Now I want to adjust this slider over to the left just to about 1/2 inch or so. This tells you how many fingers you're going to have, and that looks like a decent amount. So we're going to hit download box plans, and it's going to give us the back, right, front, left, bottom, and top. Actually, you know what? We don't even need the top, so let's leave that as open. That's perfect. So now we just have the right, left, back, front, and bottom. So we'll download that, and now we'll go over to LightBurn. Now that we're in LightBurn and we downloaded our SVG, we're just going to drag and drop. So this will be our box. Now we're going to make some modifications. So the first thing we're going to want to do is ungroup this. Since we did pull it over as an SVG, it will be solid. The only part that we're really not going to be modifying is the bottom. So all the other parts we're going to modify. So I'm going to just select the bottom and move that up and out of the way just so we don't make any changes. Now our wood is 1/8" material. So I am going to leave the back alone for right now, and I'm going to just group these other sections together so that the names stay with the materials. So selecting them all, we're just going to align horizontally, and now we'll start making our modifications. So I think really what we'll do is I'm going to want this tab here to allow for a glue up. So let's just move this up a 1/2 inch. So we'll leave our width at 3 mil, and we'll change this to 1/2 inch. Perfect. So we'll bring this up. Okay, so now we have our test block, or our little measuring block, at 1/2 inch by 3 mil. So with that set and everything horizontally aligned, we're just going to drag a little reference line down and drop that on the top there. Okay. Now we'll take our pencil tool, and we are going to just draw a straight line across and then hit escape. So that's where we're going to cut our front. And now we have the right side and the left side. So for the right side, I'm going to just click on that reference line. So when you click, it'll hone into that reference line. And then I want to come all the way up to this corner. And then again, hit escape. And then I want to do the same on this side. Click, and then hit escape. Okay, so that's basically what our drawing will look like. Now all we have to do is grab our selection tool, select our piece. Now we do have to ungroup this, and then we're going to select and hit arrange, break apart. Okay, now with the break apart, now we have each individual component, but this component doesn't stop right where that line is. We want to go to our nodes, and then holding command, we're going to drop a node right there. And then on this side, we're going to select this one, holding command, we'll go to nodes, holding command, we'll drop a node. And now we have to, again, go to arrange, break apart, and we'll hit select. We'll select this piece, and we'll go to arrange, break apart. Now we can just delete these top pieces, and we don't need this reference block anymore. We'll delete that as well. And we can delete everything else that's above that, because we only want this to be a little tiny lip. Okay, now we just have to do the same on the remaining pieces. So we'll ungroup that, select this, go to arrange, or to speed it up, you could hit this shortcode if you wanted to. And then we go to, we'll select down here, go to nodes, hit command, and select right there. While that's selected, arrange, break apart, and then we can just select this piece. Now we can select everything else. We just have one more space to do that on. So here we will ungroup, arrange, break apart, zoom in, nodes, command, place, arrange, break apart, select, delete. Okay, so now all we have to do is group everything back together. Go to edit, select open shapes. That'll select any shape that is open, and then we go to edit, auto join selected shapes. And now each shape is auto joined. We can put these words right back, and we're not going to engrave these words, we just want them so we know which part is which. And now I will group these back together, so when I move and arrange these on my 11 3/4 inch by 11 3/4 inch plywood sheet, I will know which piece is which. And that's really what we're going to do right now. So we'll just put in our template layer of 11.75 by 11.75, and we will move this here and lock this shape. Group these together, move that down, move that down, move that down, move that there, and we could rotate this. Okay, the only other thing we have to do is put our drill holes, since I'm going to be putting this on my slat wall. My slat wall is using 1/4-20 bolts that are 1/4 of an inch in diameter. Center this, we'll move that up just a little bit so there's a little bit of gap. And what I like to do is we will lock this shape just so it doesn't move, and hit Control D to duplicate, space this out fairly evenly. We'll group these two together, and then holding Shift we will align that vertically so everything is spaced correctly. And then you can put whatever text you want. I put paint stands, and we will cut this out. So let's get over to the laser so we can cut this, assemble it, and finish the project.
Well, that's the process, from the design, download, and modification to the laser burning and cutting to assembly. That was the whole process. If you found any use or benefit to this, please feel free to like, subscribe, share this video with someone who may have a laser or wants to organize their shop. And as always, please feel free to leave some comments below. I'm always interested in getting your take or seeing what your recommendation for the next organizational item that I should be doing for my slat wall should be. So until next time, my name is Steve, and I really do appreciate you hanging out with me today. Till next time, take care.